What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Devy Royale YouTube channel. And on this episode of the Devy Royale in 5, we're going to be taking a look at new tight end for the Texas Longhorns, Jahleel Billingsley. Jahleel is someone who was being drafted as some tight end 2 or 3 last season in the offseason, and he definitely did not live up to expectations last year for Alabama. He was on one of my do not draft lists that I did for article for Campus to Canton and also Fantasy Pros. I said, hey, he's got a lot of question marks. I think we got to be concerned with him a little bit. And I think he's getting drafted way too high. And I will say, I feel like in Campus to Canton leagues and also Devy leagues, tight ends can be drafted way, way too early. And I think Jahleel is a perfect example of this. Not to say that I don't think he can do well at Texas, but I do think that we need to look at how we draft tight ends in these leagues and be careful and wary of it. Now, as far as what he did last year, as you can see, 6'4", 230, he's always been on the smaller side. When we talk about that, he doesn't have the mass of like that traditional tight end that we like to see. You know, last season, 17 receptions, 256 yards, and 3 touchdowns. It wasn't great. And he started off the season in Nick Saban's doghouse, and it's hard to get out of it. He got out of it, but even with all the injuries that the receiving corps had and everything there, he still struggled. And I think that's a red flag in my opinion. I think that's something that we got to look at and understand. Like, hey, they had targets to go around. There's a lot of injuries there. A lot of freshmen are popping up. Why couldn't Jahleel be that growing point? He had a terrible game in the national championship game against Georgia, and I think that's part of the reason why he's going to transfer is because of that issues that he had. Now, what is those issues? I think there's a lot. I think some of it could just be the environment that he was in. He obviously went to Sarkisian. Maybe him and Sarkisian had a better relationship than that. So I think there's some question marks. Maybe him and Saban just didn't get along, right? I think there's maturity issues that have popped up. There's a lot of things about Jahleel that have popped up. Now, as far as like his positive, athleticism and versatility, like he's got both those things. When you look at what he can do, I mean, he has great athleticism. He lines up anywhere, outside, inline, lead blocker, in the slot. He has a value because he can line up anywhere. All around, he provides value in all kinds of different ways. As a blocker, he's actually not that bad, even though his weight is there. Like, he's willing to get in front. I actually think from a blocking perspective that he actually has a lot of good fundamentals in terms of like what he looks like, what he's supposed to do. He can stay low. He gets leverage, those type of things. Now, as far as what he does well as far as a receiver, I think, he looks in his hands. I think this is where you like to see from him. Athleticism, right? So he's going to have that. He can get lined up anywhere. He gets up the seam. He has that good yak ability just because he is athletic and he can go there. Questions, hands, I don't know, but you'll see it here. Tight end getting kind of outside. He's really a wide receiver tight end hybrid based on his size and his athleticism. But again, teams can line him up everywhere. He's a mismatch nightmare. Going against linebackers, he's going to beat them deep. Going against safeties, he has that athleticism. Going against smaller corners, like there's ways that they can use him. I think he went to the perfect offense with Sarkisian in Texas. Like, with the weapons that they're going to have now, Isaiah Neyor, who we talked about already, Xavier Worthy, Bijan, all these different guys there, he's going to fit in nicely. And I think he can be utilized in a lot of different ways. And he did get utilized in this offense. I think that's one of the reasons why he went to Sark's offense, because of the way he got utilized. That's a perfect example of a player looking at a situation saying, hey, I can go here. Again, he does well going up the seam. He does yell at that yak. He can catch. I will say scouts have worried about his ability to kind of use his body with his catching, but I think that's just something that he's going to always deal with. Again, I like him in this offense with where he's at. He can create that separation. He's going to score. He had a very good, good season the previous year with Mac and these guys, but they did have a lot of weapons. But if you look at kind of the way Texas is building their roster, I think it kind of mirrors Alabama. I wouldn't say it's perfect. We're not looking at Waddle and these guys, but Worthy and these guys are just like that. So he's going to offense he's going to feel comfortable in. Quinn Ewers is there, great quarterback kind of area what we look at. So when we think of like him as a prospect, where is he going? Now, remember, he was going top 5 rounds, some of it's top 7, depending on where it was. If it was tied in premium, he was definitely going earlier than that. Right now, he's going at 13th to 16th round. And I don't hate that ADP based on value, right? I don't know. I'm probably staying away from Jahleel in some drafts that I'm doing in terms of tight ends. I think you can get a lot of tight ends in that 20th to 30th round. That's something I'll be kind of sharing with you guys and writing an article. You can check it out, Fantasy Pros, for late round tight ends. But I think Jahleel serves some value. If you believe in it, he's going to go in that offense that he loves. He's going to be with his former offensive coordinator. I think there's a lot of things to like about Jahleel with the Longhorns and where he's going. Again, if they can split him out, be versatile, pass catcher, those type of things. Now, as far as a pro prospect, I don't know. I know some people were talking about round 1 before this last year. I know now I saw 5th, 6th round. I don't know. I think it really just goes there. I know that he has a recorded 40 time of 4.64 and a 33-inch vertical. Those are recorded. I mean, that's what the NFL is going to like to see. So I do think that if he has a good year, he can vault himself back up there. I think he's going to test well. His numbers will test well. It's the biggest thing. Can he produce in Texas? That's the biggest thing to be seen. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Check out the podcast. We appreciate you guys listening.